I am honored to be here. I'm really nervous because I'm speaking to a bunch of math teachers and you're all way smarter than me. So talking about digital footprint, I also have to pee really bad. So hopefully in the next 5 minutes, nothing that bad happens. I'm just going to show you this is a picture of when I was a kid. As was mentioned, I'm really close with my brother, but not like spoon on a donkey close. And so you see this picture, and this is like, if you think about to get this picture in the presentation, my mom had to take it, wait till the roll of film was actually all finished, develop it, 2 weeks later. So if I did something stupid, then I had 2 weeks to think about that. And this is the first picture I took with my digital camera I bought in 2001. It was the best camera you could buy. It was $1,000 and it was amazing because it could take 30 pictures. And so with this camera, I would actually take a picture and then I would print it off. And now you go to present day, this is about my about.me page, and you can actually see everything that I do online because that's where I do all my work. So it's more like what kids are actually doing and how they're connecting. And if you think some of the things we do online are a little bit weird. And this has no sound. This is no sound, so that's okay. We're just gonna keep going. Is there sound, guys? I knew this was gonna happen. Now the P's really working up. That's okay, that's okay. If you look at, for some people, when they actually have their digital footprint and some of the stuff that they actually do, this is their #1 Google search, is ratemyteacher.com. And if you actually allow yourself that this is what's going to be found of you, and this is like the #1 connection, you're putting your lives into the hands of kids. And if you Google me, and it was kind of neat to get a presentation or to get an introduction from my Google search, it's all stuff that I'm doing. So I'm actually creating some stuff and actually saying, this is what I believe as a teacher, and this is actually how I connect with people. And I think it's really important to do this. And as was mentioned, George Tunes is a great way for me to connect because it's not just about me as a teacher. This is about me as a person. And when I talk about this, it is important that you share anything that you could do online. You could share it to a group of kids, and that's how we want to connect. But you're seeing some teachers do really ridiculous things. And this teacher went home, blogged about how much she hated her kids, and their parents should go to jail for having them in the first place. So she's saying this is personal. And we're saying, well, actually, you got to really think about this. Here's another teacher who actually tweeted about her smoking weed and sharing pictures of herself online. And if you actually Googled the school at the time, this is the #1 article that was posted. And so we really have to think about what we're sharing. I'm hoping none of you obviously would share this stuff. But this is our students. This is a student when she actually went to the University of Iowa as a senior year. She got really drunk, went to jail, and they didn't confiscate her phone, so she live tweeted her experience in jail. And if you look at a Google search of her now, this is what you find. She will never be able to get a job if anyone Googles her. And so all of us did really stupid stuff when we were kids. If Facebook existed when I was a kid, I wouldn't be allowed to talk to you today. There's no way they would allow me because we're all kids. And so this is making a huge difference. Forbes is actually predicting that your resume is going to be totally replaced by what you do online. But if you actually look at the other things that you share, it's not only going to be what you do online, it's also going to be the way that you connect that allows you to go to university, because universities are actually looking at reputation as well. So how are we helping our kids that are doing some really great things but are just being kids online and connecting in these ways? So how do we actually empower them? And so Will Richardson talks about this notion that every single kid, by the time they graduate, you should be able to Google them and find great stuff. And so as teachers, your kids are doing great stuff, but are you actually helping them find these things and actually connect in meaningful ways? And so we talk about this notion of digital leadership, this idea that we don't just talk about cyberbullying and digital safety, we talk about the idea that you have the world at your fingertips, what impact are you going to make on the lives of others and actually do something powerful. And this kid who was in Australia, he actually did this video to apply for a competition. He wins. He was offered jobs, but he couldn't take them because he was only 14 years old. And it's the switch that when you do great stuff, opportunities actually start coming to you. Here's another student. She was 9 years old. She started blogging about food conditions in her school cafeteria to raise awareness for kids in Malawi. And so she did some really cool things, and her blog blew up. She got millions millions and millions of views. And these are the kids that she helped, and she raised over 100,000 pounds for them to actually help build the kitchen. And this is a kid who is 9 years old. How are we actually engaging our kids to do something powerful like this and actually connect in meaningful ways and make a difference in the world through this digital footprint? And I think it's really important. And so Chris Lehman, he talks about this idea that as an educator, it is no longer enough to do powerful work if no one sees it. And I think my last slide doesn't show up because I think I screwed up, but I think that as educators, you're already doing amazing things. How are you actually connecting with other people and inspiring others so you can help your kids do the exact same thing? Thank you for your time. Hopefully, and I gotta go to the bathroom. And I'm just gonna introduce one person before I go. Thank you.